Hey, what's up, you guys? Um, it's been stuff going on. I've been accused of hacking and stalking and harassment. This is a clip that was from last year in September. Um, the stuff didn't start back up until I replied. I replied late. I have a right to reply late if I choose to. And the thing about that is just basically, um, I don't have a reason to lie. I don't have a reason to lie. I've never had a reason to lie. I've never had a reason to have any invested interest into her or anything that's going on. Um, a lot of the stuff that she does is for clout. And, you know, it gets to a point where you just kind of need to, protect yourself. So what I'm about to play for y'all is a clip of her not only harassing me, but also talking about my daughter. But she's also harassing Goddess, and she's also harassing Rita. So, mind you, I only have contact with one of these people, and that's Goddess. I have never contacted or met up with Rita. I have never called Rita on the phone. I have never been in my emails with Rita. I don't know this woman. We had a beef that we squashed and we're cordial. That is it. That is all. I share her videos. She shares my videos. She drops down. I drop down to her chat. If I'm live and she's not working or anything like that, she will drop down or comment on my videos. So, it's really crazy when you have to sit there and get evidence to prove that you didn't have this. Not that it'll make much sense to a lot of people, because a lot of people are just going to go with she's saying, and that's fine. But in terms of, just protecting myself, I just want y'all to know I have no reason to lie. And this recording is going to prove that I had no reason to lie. I had no reason to, uh, you know, engage with this woman other than the fact that, she said something about my daughter, even though it was quick. And then in the clip, she said, oh, I can do this. And then she also threatens another person, Tessie, which she said, people can't find out where you work at. But this is the person that says she doesn't dox. This is the person that says that she doesn't talk about people's kids. This is the same person that says she doesn't do all the things that she does, but yet here is evidence that she has done these things, and she will do these things, and she will click up with other people just to do these things. So at the end of the day, you be the judge. I'm just trying to clear my name, because the narrative is that I came for this woman for nothing, and that's not true. I have a right to respond. I didn't respond in September, and I chose to respond a day ago, and for whatever reason, I guess she didn't like my response, so she falsified a page to insinuate that I was stalking her. You know, I've never done any of that. Like I said in my video earlier yesterday, if you want to, we can have the authorities look at all of it. And like I said, I have stuff on my side that will prove my point. And that's the only thing that I'm concerned about. So without further ado, here you go.
Out of every fucking body, out of all them people, although y'all don't speak, y'all back speak, y'all know, you look like the biggest fool. See, here's the funny thing. See, you know that big face, bloated fish looking ass, fucking cheap ass motherfucker, bum ass madam? See, you know the one with the bloated ass fucking daughter motherfucking face? Yeah, that bitch. Well, here's the fucking thing.
heard that, right? You heard that, right? Okay, moving on.
First of all, y'all bitches is playing with fucking, what is it there? Y'all playing with cameras, this and shit like that. You think I give a fuck? I still shit on you bitches. You know how I know I shit on you bitches? Because ain't no real bitch gonna get no ugly bitch that amount of motherfucking time to go sit and do motherfucking let me cut and post, cut and post, cut and post. Let me put this here, let me put this here. On a bitch that they don't even fucking know, that they don't fucking like. You see, I do my shit sporadically.
But she did cut and post. She cut and post the page that she said that I used my daughter to attack her or anything like that. She does cut and post, and she clearly did that. Okay, continuing.
I don't have to fucking go back to this motherfucking person and go back to that person. Bitch, I don't care how many fucking skits you do. Once you do a skit on being a good motherfucking woman, who's fucking posing with, supposed to be your husband, goddess, he got you sleeping on an air bed on the floor. Bitch, I'll stick a pin in it and make you roll right the fuck over and hit your head on that motherfucking coffee table, bitch, that you call a...
So, she says she doesn't threaten people, right? And she's talking about Goddess. Now, Goddess hasn't been on here. Goddess hasn't put out any material. She hasn't posted to her page in a good while. And yet she is continuing to antagonize, harass my friend. She continues to do this. And you heard what she just said. Is that not a threat? Continuing.
Motherfucking dresser. You did a whole pocket watch. That's right. Yes, she did. Pocket watch. A whole fucking scam. Your daughter said on camera she knew. Your daughter fucking claimed. Your daughter. Bitch, you was about to fight your daughter.
In regards to that, she's talking about Rita. She's talking about Rita, but she don't talk about people kids, right? She don't bring people kids up, right? But yet she's clearly sitting here. You hear her talking about somebody else's child. And earlier, you heard her make a reference to my daughter. Okay, let's continue.
It could be grimy and petty, and I could be grimy like fucking Goddess and Madam. Do y'all really think I can't fuck y'all up on this mother? Like, bitch, I could pull so much motherfucking shit up. Way deeper. Bitch, we could go all the way back to the 7 stars. Bitch, I could go all the way back to the video of you crying. You know why I don't do that shit?
So, you just heard her say, I can pull so much shit up, but she don't dox people, right? She don't dox people, right? But then she tries to cover it up by saying, well, you know why I don't do that? But fast forward to this weekend, and she clearly is bringing stuff up, right? I want y'all to listen to what she's saying and then look at what she's doing. That's two different things. Listen to what she's saying and then look at what she's doing. Continue.
Because I am too. It's the beef sector's about roasting, right?
Yeah, the beef sector is about roasting, but when you take it to a point that you taking it to, it no longer becomes beef and roasting. The mere fact that you even putting out anything on me is because you got roasted and you got mad, so you wanted to make a fictitious page and accuse me of stalking and harassing you and hacking. Right, continue.
I could do that. But my problem is when you got a bitch that, first of all, y'all hoes came to fuck for me. From the very beginning. At that day, because they want...
I did not come for her. My homegirl did not come for her. I don't know the situation with her and Rita, but I can speak for me and Goddess. Me and Goddess never came for her. Where it started is that we were having a conversation on colorism. We would have a conversation on colorism, and because of who we used as a reference, not defending this woman, not defending anyone, But just talking about colorism, she had an issue with it. She has an issue with anyone that doesn't like Fire Babe, or that she assumes that don't like Fire Babe. And we were talking about colorism, and she couldn't comprehend that the main focus of the discussion was colorism, and how us as melanated black people always, tend to look down on each other because of the shade of their skin, light skin versus dark skin. That was the context of the topic that we were talking about, colorism. But continue.
A bitch attention, but a bitch still keep curving you. Don't you feel stupid? Tessie, you keep fucking with me. Bitch, don't you know that you could be all docs all the way? You think people don't know where the fuck you can't find out where you work at? Do your job know that you are texting people on social media with these two no-life certificate having ass bitches right here? Deny ya, don't you?
Now, excuse me. She said that she doesn't dox people, but you just heard what she said about the woman named Tessie. She said you don't think people can't find out where you work, which to me gives me the impression that she probably has tried to find out where this lady works, so she could cause disruption to this lady, and the proof is right there. Ain't nobody, cutting and pasting any of this and stuff like that. This is clearly what she's saying and what she's doing is two different things. But let's continue.
Work in a motherfucking field of entertainment. I seen you with the big ass feet with the pointy look like man shoes, the black pants, and they pointed out the other way. See, I'm not playing with you bitches. Madam, I seen that dirty ass crib you was living in. When you posed up with that dirty ass nigga with the wrinkled up motherfucking Newport motherfucking packs and shit on the fucking table, and the baby and the walker in the back. I could get busy on you bitches for real, but I'm that shit.
But see how see what she's saying, and then she caught herself. Now the pictures that she's talking about, talking about, it's pictures that I put on my Facebook as a troll. These are random pictures that I put on my Facebook as trolling, because I knew people were looking for my Facebook, and I knew that people were, trying to get information on me. So what did I do? I just uploaded a bunch of random ass fucking pictures. Nowhere in the picture do you see me. Nowhere in the picture do you see my kids or anything like that. So what do you really have? I'm still trying to think. When 7 Stars did that, she never explained where that was, who was it, who was the people in the pictures, or nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know. Let's continue.
It's just not in my mother. That ain't my type of shit.
But it is your type of shit. This is what you do. You do this because you are trying to stay relevant in the sector that you imprisoned yourself in. You're doing this because you want validation, the same validation that you don't get in real life. You're doing this because you want people to give the impression that you are a person that doesn't do anything, and you don't throw rocks and hide your hand, and you don't work behind the scenes to dox people, which you do, and you have, and you don't participate in these type of activities, but you very much do. Let's continue.
Danny, I'd rather get on here and talk my shit, fuck a bitch up like I'm fucking y'all up. Cause I have to fucking y'all up. I'm not a press bitch that gotta call people motherfucking family or see this the thing that's
But who called whose family? Who did this? And it's always the same type of routine with her. She'll go and she'll say that somebody's stalking her, somebody's trying to contact her family. Well, if that's true and somebody's trying to contact your family, why don't you go to the authorities? because clearly someone is out to get you. But who's ever out to get you is not me, and it's not Goddess, and I'm assuming that it's not Rita at all. The people, or Tessie, the people that you're naming, we're not out to get you, honey. I could care less. You're not doing anything to me or anyone else. You're just sitting online behind a screen, hiding how you really look, and we all know how you really look, Reed. You're hiding behind a screen, being a troll, the troll that you are. And it's really sad and it's really pathetic for you to be a 50-year-old woman hiding behind a screen, insecure about her looks, even though you always comment on me. I know what I look like. I look in the mirror every day. I'm fine with the way that I look. I'm a big girl, and I'm fine with that. But what you're not saying when you sit there and you objectify me and you talk about my weight and you talk about my broad shoulders and you talk about my raspy voice and all of this stuff is that you don't take care of me. I provide for myself and my family. At the end of the day, I am in a position where I'm able to provide for my family and I'm able to get food and have everything else that anyone else would have. So when you say all of these things about me, it really doesn't bother me. Actually, I think it's kind of hilarious that that's the only thing that you have to talk about, because for the past year, that's all you had to talk about was my weight. But you can't say I'm ugly with or without makeup. But let's continue.
But Pete Madam playing you. She said the bum bitches. She didn't say bum bitch. She said the bum bitches from Philadelphia battling, some shit like that. You dummy. She called you a bum.
So she said the bum bitches in Philadelphia. Last time I checked, Rita don't live in Philadelphia. Rita lives in Baltimore, Maryland. So you see how delusional she is? She named her state where she's from, where she lives at. And she tried to apply that to a person that lives in a whole other state. Do you see the delusion? Do you see the delusion? And just a side note, this is for commentary, criticism purposes. This is fair use. Because she is talking about me in the video, I have a right to rebuttal. I don't plan on dragging this out, but every time she comes out with something or she wants to antagonize or anything, I'll just drop a receipt. That's what I'll do. So it can be on the internet. So it can be a further record of her delusion. Her delusions of grandeur that she's having. Okay? So let's continue.
Too. But this a 40-something-year-old woman wearing a pink motherfucking wig with a blow.
It wasn't pink. It was purple. Actually, it was violent. And it was a themed party for my birthday. So how is that a read? There's tons of people that dress up for their birthday. There's tons of people that, cosplay and stuff like that, or have themed parties and things of that nature. So I'm not understanding how that's reading me. But you couldn't say I was ugly. Okay.
That motherfucking face. That claims to have a motherfucking man to be a grandmother, but she playing on people's Facebook. That claim to be a grown-ass motherfucking woman. All these certificates, not one.
So, you just heard that, right? You just heard that, right? So, she's saying that I'm playing on people's Facebook. Now, see, this is the narrative that she started last year. And this year, she wanted to bring that into the fold. It took her from September to February to doctor evidence and come out and saying that I was messing with her on Facebook. If I was messing with her on Facebook and she said this in September, because I'm going to show you when this video was recorded. If she's saying this in September and didn't come out until February and post that fictitious thing, then what was you doing in October, November, December, and January? 4 months. In the span of 4 months, what was you doing? You were behind the scenes trying to gather information, and you really couldn't gather that much information. So you just used the old information that Seven already put out there and found my daughter. And then on your own live, you said that she hadn't posted on there in a while. But then again proceeded to say that I used my daughter to... I used my daughter to harass and antagonize you online. If I did that, let someone investigate that. Let someone follow the digital footprint. Simple. But let's continue.
Degree, yet and still a certified nut she is. That has been proven. Yet and still she's adding a bitch who's...
Now, you just heard what she said, right? How are you going to call me a certified nut, but then you said I'm improving? So that was a read and a compliment at the same time. So which one is it? Do you believe that I'm improving myself? Or are you just mad because you got dragged for coming out here and saying some disrespectful stuff, and that's the only thing that you can come? Do you see the parallel between this? Again, this video is nothing but it's fair use. She's talking about me, and it's a rebuttal. But I want you to check her and see what was going on. Let's continue.
Clearly proving her. These bitches doing 4, 6, 7, 8 hour motherfucker.
She said we doing 4, 6. Yeah, back in the day, we did used to do lives like that, and nobody else was doing lives like that until we started doing lives like that. So yeah, we was doing lives, but we was excuse me. We talked about a range of topics. We talked about colorism. We talked about relationships. We talked about stuff that was going on in the news. We also talked about stuff that was going on in the beef sector. And, we talked about people that was in the beef sector. Everybody does it. So why should we be penalized for doing the same thing that everybody else does? This is the delusion that she has. To think that I would stop my day or falter on the responsibilities and the obligations that I have in my real life to stalk and harass her. Like I said, if it comes to a point where the law is involved and things like that, I have a whole bunch of recordings that I could put out. I have a whole bunch of information, screenshots, and witness testimony that I can provide to any authorities that want to take the time to investigate. They can look in my real life and see that I really don't have time in the day to actually do this stuff. And even on my platform, again, I don't really do beef stuff on my platform. You would have to go all the way back 2, 3, 4 years to actually find beef stuff on my platform. But this is delusions of grandeur. And, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm not even mad at her because obviously she's mentally ill. Obviously she's mentally incapable of discerning that she's in the beef sector, and the beef sector is about roast and gags. Now, if you feel some type of way and I hurt your feelings, then you deserve to have your feelings hurt, because for the simple fact, You attacked us first, and it was over colorism. And then it started back up again when you made a post and you put my homegirl's name on there, and I replied as a subscriber to you about that. You felt some type of way because you thought that you could post that and get away with it. But when somebody checks you on the mess that you do, this is what you do. You run and you play victim. You talked about my daughter. You talked about Rita's kids. You talked about Goddess's kids. This is not the only recording that I have. I have recordings where she's talking about a lot of other people's kids. She's talking about Ken Nola's kids. She's talked about a lot of people's kids. But when people talk to her kids, or people give her that same energy back, she picks and she chooses who she's going to act, quote unquote, go at it, that she feels that's safe. But that's fine. You can call me whatever you want to call me, honey. It doesn't bother me. You can get your little views or whatever the case is. It doesn't bother me. Just like it didn't bother me when you said, oh, I don't get views. You right. I don't get views in the beef sector. But on my community feed, I just posted a couple of random videos that I have, and not in any particular order, that I got more views on one video than you pull going live every day. So, what's the end game, Reed? You gonna sit there and talk your smack, or you gonna pad fake false charges on me? Then go ahead and do that. But just like anyone else, I have a right to protect myself. And this is the purpose of this video. And also to rebuttal, criticism, educational purposes, etc. With that, thank you so much. Don't forget to drop down in the comment section and chop it up with me as we always do. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And as always, you guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you watching any of my videos. And I'll see you in the next one.